I, 31M, am currently battling cancer, just found out that my wife, 31F, has been cheating on me. We have been together for 16 years. In 2021, I was diagnosed with leukemia. I went from entering the ER, because I woke up blind, to being on a life flight to Seattle with less than a week to live, all within 3 hours. I've been on daily oral chemo ever since. The treatment and experience have been awful. It makes me tired, bloated, gray-haired, brain-fogged. It's a long agonizing list of shit. Fall 2022, my wife suffered sudden cardiac arrest in the middle of the night. I gave her CPR until the paramedics arrived. I'll never forget when I stopped giving CPR so I could give her one last kiss before she was officially declared dead. I will never forget when they defibrillated her for the first time, and I heard the words, "Still no pulse." Those fucking words rang in my head like a fucking gong. The charge nurse broke protocol and let me sleep in the room with her during COVID because after she woke up from her coma, she would ask to call me every night delusional and scared, wanting the nurses to find me. I was there from the ICU, to the cardiac unit, to inpatient therapy over the next 3 to 4 weeks. Apparently, my CPR was good enough. She made a full recovery. Unfortunately, these incidents left me with some gnarly PTSD on top of dealing with the effect of chemo. It turns out that she had a drinking problem that led to the cardiac arrest, so I paid to fly her to a sober women's retreat in the Dominican Republic. A couple weeks after she got back, my grandma died. I really needed her to come with me to the East Coast, but she wanted some alone time. Now I know why. The list of shit is much longer, but I feel like this is enough to paint the picture. I read one day's worth of messages between them. My wife laughing about how my stamina and libido isn't what it used to be. My chemo causes low testosterone. I got my testosterone checked and it was 129ing/DL. I started enclomiphene 2 weeks ago to get my test back. I'm meeting with my sketchy cash-only testosterone provider next week and I'm just gonna say, fuck it. Turn me onto a gorilla. I have been dealing with this for months. My wife knew this and knew that I was fixing it, but thought it was hilarious to share it with this guy. We met in high school, 2008. She transferred from another school because of bullying and shitty people. She ended up knowing some of my friends from previous schools and I was immediately drawn to her. I was well liked, prom king, did well academically, and our relationship/friend group started to give her confidence, which was amazing to watch happen. Then, we went to college, 2010. She followed me, admittedly, to the college I was going to, even though she knew she wanted to break up during the summer before so she could have an unbridled college experience. It hurt, I didn't want to break up, but I 100% understood her reasoning and motivation. This is when I missed my first sign that I was going to end up as a cuck. I was 18, girls liked me, so I said screw it. She found out I made out with someone else and not only fucked with my head, but texted and threatened the girl I made out with. By the way, unnamed girl, if you somehow end up reading this, I am so sorry for how things happened. You were an unbelievable sweetheart and I was the dumbest 18-year-old on the planet. I was rooting for her to kick life's next step's ass. I found out later that her plan was to fall back on my shoulders if things didn't work out. Work out they did not. We got back together. I took multiple classes with her that had nothing to do with my major, just so I could more effectively tutor her. I even took an entire online class for her. She had an incredibly low libido for the first 13 years of our relationship, so she came up with a deal that if I got a 4.0 she would have sex with me. I got a 4.0 and no sex was had. The worst part is the day I was rejected, a girl on my floor texted me that she wanted to fuck me right now. My reaction was to show the text to my wife, GF, immediately. Dumb 19-year-old shit. Very rare sex was hard, but I loved her so stupid fucking much. I missed out on so much fucking. Fuck. Moving on to senior year of college, 2014, I had a bout of major depression and had to retake a quantum mechanics class. This meant another year until I could graduate. So, I decided to move back to our hometown where she moved back to, and finish up school there. That meant 2 more years because of transfer requirements. I said screw it and went with chemistry plus biochemistry. All while working full-time so we could live together in our rental. Right after I graduated, 2016, she wanted to go back for grad school. I enthusiastically supported even though I knew that meant 2 years of doing the cooking, cleaning, homework, and little time together. I was so proud when she graduated. Right after grad school, 2018, she decided she wanted to quit her job in her field to sell wedding dresses. I gotta say, this one had me internally like, WTF, but if it made it happy I supported her. Late shifts and off schedules meant cooking and cleaning were mine, again. We begin house hunting. 2019, I like modern, she likes old. We buy an old house. Massive basement flood day one of having the keys. I will admit, I was a crabby bitch about this. COVID hits and she gets a job back in her field. COVID related. She starts struggling with the stress of this job. Eventually, a job at my work opens up that is in her field. I was still the golden boy at my job at this time, and my reputation helped. 2 months after she started was the cardiac arrest and my downfall. And then we are at the beginning of this story. Grand finale, she met this piece of shit on Reddit. It took all of my willpower to not look at his username because I really have nothing left to lose. So, if you're the asshole who has been messaging /you/Mhavi, this is why she deleted her account. I've known for months, I just needed proof. I heard you're married, too. FYI, if she doesn't know, she's gonna. Edit, I showed her this post, and for the first time in this saga, she was completely unable to come up with any rebuttal/bullshit. This is only about 10%, and arguably a flattering summary of her behavior. The best she could come up with was that she didn't immediately leave me/cheat on me when I was diagnosed with cancer. But, she loved telling me how many likes she has gotten from my woes. If anyone wants to give me money to write a book about how shitty this person is, I promise to do a good job. Subscribe.